There's a strange moment in every major conflict, a moment when one side realizes we can keep going, but maybe we shouldn't. Not because we are weak, not because we are losing, but because continuing might destroy more than it solves. And right now, we might be witnessing that exact moment. A former foreign minister, someone who has seen power, pressure, and diplomacy from the inside, has quietly laid out a path. Not loud, not dramatic, but incredibly strategic. A path that doesn't talk about winning the war, but about ending it smartly. And here's the twist. The suggestion is not coming from a place of weakness, it's coming from a position of control. Shift in thinking. Most people think wars end in two ways, victory or defeat. But what if there's a third option, a space in between, where you're strong enough to continue, yet wise enough to stop? That's exactly the mindset being proposed, because stretching any conflict beyond a certain point starts changing its nature. It stops being about goals and starts becoming about consequences. The turning point. Think about this. At the beginning of any conflict, there are clear objectives, clear targets, clear expectations. But as time passes, things blur, costs increase, uncertainty spreads, and suddenly, the question changes from can we continue to should we continue? Emotional layer. Now imagine being in that position. You've held your ground. You've responded under pressure. You've shown resilience. Naturally, the emotion says, keep going. Don't stop now. Finish it. And that feeling is powerful. But here's the reality. Emotions don't end conflicts. Decisions do. Strategic reveal. According to this former diplomat's perspective, the smartest move right now is not escalation. It's transformation. Transforming a moment of strength into a long-term advantage. Instead of extending the situation, locking in gains. Instead of reacting, defining the outcome. Because here's something people rarely talk about. The longer a conflict continues, the less predictable it becomes. And unpredictability is where even strong players start facing problems. Bigger picture. There's another layer to this. No major conflict exists in isolation. Everything is connected. Trade routes, global markets, regional stability. Even a single decision can ripple across multiple regions. So when a former foreign minister talks about ending a conflict, he's not just thinking about today. He's thinking about what happens next. The real proposal. The idea being presented is surprisingly clear. Start with stopping the situation, create space for dialogue, then move towards something bigger, a structured understanding, not temporary pauses, but a more stable framework, a system where both sides step back in a controlled, balanced way, and most importantly, where future tensions are reduced, not recycled. So because what's the point of stopping something today if it restarts tomorrow? So deep insight. One of the most interesting points in this perspective is this. Strength is not just about resistance, it's about direction. You can resist endlessly, but if there's no clear direction, you're just extending time, not shaping outcomes. And shaping outcomes is where real power lies. Now let's flip the perspective. Instead of asking, who is stronger? Ask this, who is thinking further ahead? Because in modern conflicts, the winner is not always the one who lasts longer. It's the one who plans better. The dilemma. But here's the challenge. Even if a strategic path exists, not everyone agrees with it. Some believe stopping early means missing an opportunity. Others believe continuing creates unnecessary risks. And that tension between emotion and strategy is what makes this moment so critical. So right now, everything comes down to one decision: extend the situation or redefine it. Final buildup. The former diplomat's message is not loud, but it's powerful. It says, you don't need to prove strength again and again. At some point, you need to convert it into something lasting. Because history doesn't just remember conflicts, it remembers how they ended. And maybe The most powerful move is not the one that continues the fight, but the one that knows exactly when to stop. So what do you think? Is ending early a smart strategy or a missed opportunity? Because sometimes the hardest decision in any conflict is not starting it, but ending it.